You are now tuned into the sounds of
Big Nate Sports Talk.
It's on all the time, anytime. You are now tuned into the sounds of
Big Nate Sports Talk.
It's on all the time, anytime.
You are now tuned in to Big Nate Sports Talk, the show that's on all the time, anytime. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for all content. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your host, Nathan Snell. Bring your sport.
Cut it off! I am having a very bad day. I am in no mood. This, today, is one of the worst days that I've had in a long time. I'm not in the mood to play with anybody. I mean, damn it! I'm ticked off!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is your host, Nathan Snell of Big Nate Sports Talk Podcast. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all having a great Tuesday. Hope the weekend was well for you. Hope the week is off to a good start for you. This is episode 11 of the podcast, season 13, Big Nate Sports Talk Podcast. And in this video, we are painfully recapping the Baltimore Ravens versus Cincinnati Bengals. But before we get into that, there's a few things I want to say up front. As I've stated, I reiterate again, all of these episodes will be recorded until after the Super Bowl. WNBA free agency is off to a hot start. We will get into that in probably about another couple days. After this episode, we'll break down the other games that occurred this weekend, particularly Sunday, last night. Tom Brady losing to that team in Dallas. Just recapping the wild card weekend. And this upcoming week, I will preview the divisional round. And Maryland, of course, men's and women's. That's pretty much the plan. We do have a off-season, end of the season press conference tomorrow with the Baltimore Ravens. I will actually go live and live stream that. So that'll be tomorrow about 2:30 in the afternoon. And honestly, that's about it. That's going on for this week. I don't have anything else planned for episode-wise, but let's just get into it. The Baltimore Ravens, it was round 2. After facing them last week, fell short. There was a couple miscue. I won't even say miscue. I'd say there was one. The Baltimore Ravens lost 24-17.
What was that? What the hell was that? I'm sorry the H words and the D words aren't appropriate over the airwaves, but it's going to be today. I don't know how much more of this I can take. How in God's name?
I mean, it's over. I'm actually kind of glad the season is over. We were down, early we were down 2 possessions. We fought. A lot of people picked the Bengals. I picked them because I picked the Ravens because it's obviously my team, but I knew it was going to come. I knew Cincy was going to win the game. There were a couple things that hurt us. I thought that the Ravens, for 3 quarters, held their own. We did all the right things, but once again, this year, if you've paid attention, we hurt ourselves. And it shows. I said it in the preview video. It was going to come down to the offense being the key. The Ravens' defense was going to hold its own. We held them to 17 points as a defense. Only 7 points came from that stupid turnover that we're going to get into in a little bit. But, other than that, I thought Baltimore played well. The game plan, you can say what we want, but, we lost. And there's really nothing I can really take from this loss saying, okay. We put ourselves in a position to win. We were down 9-0 early. We had 23-18 first downs. We had 130 total more yards. We won the time of possession by, I think, about 5.5 minutes. They really had offensively, they had no answers. They couldn't really figure us out. I think they definitely put. I think Mike McDonald has really made it difficult for Joe Burrow to beat us. That to me, I thought the key was make him beat you, make Cincinnati offensively beat you by throwing the ball, whether it's underneath or quick throws. If you think about it, none of their catchers, whether it was Hayden Hurst, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, or Jamar Chase, nobody had a reception for 20 more yards Sunday night. If you look at it, for us, if you take away the 2 turnovers, Huntley did okay. This came down to coaching. Wow. I thought the injury bug hit them. They lost, Jonah Williams. He went down. That's the 3rd injury to the offensive line that's really now at this point. It's now starting to show its depth. Because on paper, that offensive line, I'm surprised they got to the Super Bowl. I still think Joe Burrow was sacked, had a good amount of sacks this year. Defensively, Cincinnati did a couple things. The young guys stepped up too for them. There's really nothing you could really positively say. I think the play of the game was the Sam Hubbard play. Other than that, I wasn't really too impressed with him. I mean, I think when you watch them this upcoming Sunday, I'm curious to see how, with the injuries, and see how they prepare for against Kansas City. I'm curious to see that. Special teams, they didn't really do a good job as well on Cincinnati. I think they went into we were up 10-9. So they didn't do well. They gave us some chuck plays. I mean, they had the Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins, the Mark Robinson touchdown. I'm really curious to see how they look. I'm sorry, they don't play Kansas City. They play Buffalo. That should be interesting because there's going to be a lot of adjustments that I'm just not sold on. But we do have to talk about what happened. So we all know what occurred. Reached 98 yards, and obviously the play. It's obviously it's a quarterback sneak. The play is designed for the quarterback to go under, not over. And you've got a 240-pound running back behind you, and they're supposed to push you to get the yardage. Tyler Huntley decides to take the ball and literally reach over and act as if he broke the plane. And what ends up happening is you see one of the defenders take the ball out of his hand, like smack it as he was getting blocked. And the fumble.
Mm-hmm. I can't defend that. Mm-hmm. What do you want me to say to that?
Couple questions. In the post game, I did not like John throwing Tyler under the bus. My question is, J.K. Dobbins had touched the ball 12 times. If we are a running first team, according to our philosophy, last time I checked, you got a 240-pound running back behind you. Why are we not giving him or J.K. the ball? And also, too, in that situation, he really thought he broke the pylon. He was nowhere near it. And I really thought that was the game. And also, too, I have to give Mark Andrews credit. I mean, I will never question him as a player because he gave up on the play and he hustled. I think he would have stopped him if he had not fell. But I knew the game was over then because we just didn't touch the red zone after that. And also too, I have to question our coaching staff. Our clock management this year, and I'm sorry, excuse my language, has to have been the shittiest clock management I have ever seen watching this football team. You had the 11-yard reception by J.K. Dobbins. You had 2 timeouts with over a minute remaining, ladies and gentlemen, at the 17-yard line. This is how I know you're going to lose your job. You caught the ball. A minute and some change. Remember, the pass was just to Demarcus Robinson after the J.K. 11-yard reception. On their 17, does not call a timeout. 2 timeouts. And what bothered me is that they went into a huddle and they drew up a play. It was an incomplete pass to Mark Andrews. Then you had running the ball with less than 18 seconds, 20 seconds. Justice Hill only got 4 yards, but Kevin Zeitler was flagged for holding. Now we're at our own 20. Now we're back at the 27-yard line. We went back 10 yards with over 20 seconds. You had about 40 seconds that you had. Why did you not call a timeout? Why did you not go no huddle? The clock only stopped when there was incompletions or when we went out of bounds. Like, we had a full minute with 17 yards. We had 2 timeouts. If we had used one of those timeouts, we wasted valuable time. And the last play of the game, he chucked it up. He was off balance the way he threw it. And
I can't defend that. What do you want me to say to that?
Somebody has to go. I'm sorry. You can't. As a Raven, I can't defend that. I can't defend you had 2 timeouts and not once did you use your timeouts. That's horrendous clock management. You can't do that. and not only that, Greg Roman knows that. Harbaugh knows that. And I've noticed this, and I'm really, really thinking, and I've had this theory for since the beginning of the season. The clock intentionally goes low because I feel like Greg Roman waits for a certain amount of time to go down. That way Lamar Jackson or Huntley cannot change the play at the line.
I mean, this is some bad stuff. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how much more of this I can take. I just don't know. This is ridiculous. Oh, Lord.
I really, that's my theory. Because if you've paid attention, like, we're going to the line with like less than 10 seconds. My question is, in that span of time, why did you not call a timeout? Especially when after the DeMarcus Robinson catch. That's my question. I mean, if we had a timeout, do we score? Or 2? I don't know. But that was horrible. That was horrendous play calling, clock management I ever saw. That was absolutely disgusting. I mean, you can put a bow on it and saying, hey, like, have it come? It came down to a couple miscues. That roughing the punter call, I think that was ticky-tack, but he didn't run into him. I think the punter kind of sold it. You know, I don't know what else I can say. It was a good try. I mean, I'm glad the season's over. I truly am. And I definitely didn't want to speak on this too. I was watching Fox Sports, Michael Vick, the great Charles Woodson. I can't remember who else was on that show, on that panel. And I'm just paraphrasing it. Michael Vick is somebody who I have respect for. Was one of my favorite quarterbacks growing up. But this notion that Lamar Jackson is holding out and he did all these things. Let's stop that. Because I saw Robert Griffin III when he was in Washington, and playing the Baltimore Ravens. One that we lost that game. Haloti Ngata hit him right in his knee. That man played on one leg against Seattle, carried that team. And the team knew good and damn well, Mike Shanahan knew good and damn well he should not have been out there. If we put Lamar Jackson out there, practically same injury, and he re-aggravates it, are you saying that then?
Bullshit. Bullshit.
I'm sorry. I thought what he said was I didn't agree with that. I'm not going to risk my franchise quarterback of aggravating that injury more. Would it have been nice if he traveled with the team? Sure. But he was getting treatment. I think one thing that bothers me is I'm convinced that people just don't want Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. And that's fine. But it's another when we start questioning the legitimacy of a man's injury. I mean, you had guys in the locker room that were saying, well, he was around here limping 67%. I wish he would have played. I'm not putting him out there. If that's the case, then Gus Edwards should have played with a concussion. Hell, Miami Dolphins. Tua's had 3 concussions. If that's the case, then Tua should have been out there Sunday against the Bills. And not risk, that's further injury for Tua. No, did the right thing say you're not playing. 5 weeks. The end we thought it was. Now, I look at John Harbaugh. Harbaugh kind of downplayed it. Usually paid attention the last about 2 weeks. And I'm asking him, Harbaugh's getting sensitive. John Harbaugh, he can get sensitive. When you check him about certain stuff, you ask him, it's documented. I respect him as a head coach, but he can get sensitive. So, I mean, I support him not playing because I'm not risking further injury. The fact that we had guys in the locker room really kind of saying if he was out there, it would have made a difference. Doesn't matter. Next man up. You still had you were one play from winning, from tying the game going overtime. But the backup thought it was okay to take the ball. Like, what are we talking about here? Look, I get it. He Lamar is a dynamic player. He changed the game. But next man up, y'all. Oh, well, I'm pissed. I really am pissed because I cannot believe we had people in the media and then people on the team saying he should have been out there or we wish he was out there. No.
Incoming message.
Thoughts are running through my mind. Someone took some time to find a minute or two to organize.
Okay, so now that the season is over, tomorrow they're having an end of the season press conference. I will go live and I will stream it from my channel. As we prepare for the off season, I'm going to address this once, and this is the last time I will address it because I have gotten this question so many times. I am drained from answering the question. I've been as somebody who's no longer with us, who used to be on YouTube, repetition is the mother of skill. I don't know what's going to happen with Lamar Jackson. At this point, it's in the hands of him, Steve Bisciotti, Eric DaCosta. I'm confident that there will be there will be an agreement. I'm convinced that the media and others just don't want Lamar in Baltimore. I'm aware of what's been happening in the last few years in Baltimore, what they have surrounded him with, and honestly, I'm disappointed. I really hope that this year has forced DaCosta and those guys to really change some things, because this offseason really truly determines the future of the Baltimore Ravens. And this is the last time I'm addressing Lamar Jackson in the contract. I believe that they will get a contract negotiated, because at number one, we don't know what they offered him at the beginning of the season. We don't know that. And I'm very, very just disappointed to see the different that have been going left and right. And also, too, Lamar, he's not handling it. He's not handling cryptids and stuff like that. You're all in or you're all out, plain and simple. But that's going to conclude the episode. Thank you for tuning in to Big Nate Sports Podcast. Be tuned in for future episodes. Like I said, I'll have the rest of the wild card weekend up, as well as the Maryland videos, and we'll have the division preview up as well. So until then, please like, comment, and subscribe. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Y'all have a good night. Stay up.
I ran away from heartbreak. Got nothing in return for my pain. I never thought I'd be so empty, so alone and afraid. Wasn't looking for a lover. Nobody understood where I've been. I guess I thought I needed more time to protect my love from potential offense. So I then you and you, but I so you and I.
Thank you for tuning in to Big Nate Sports Talk. If you enjoyed that episode and you want to see more content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bring your sports game on Big Nate Sports Talk.
It's on all the time, anytime.
Thank you. And you help me retain my sanity. Thank you. I want to thank you. And I want to thank you. All I want to do is say thank you for everything